Record. Mic trick.
Hey folks, got my ginger beer with me. Oh yeah. Nearly finished actually. So it's time to answer some questions. Bloody hell. Before I do that though, I've already sold 2 servers for CyberClans, and I'm selling another server tomorrow. So if you want a server deal or a pack deal that we're doing, get your hands on it now, because it's the last time that we're doing it, and we're selling it, and probably you'll see it being sold, and so on and so forth. So let's get to questions. I think they should ask me questions too. Oh yeah, Andy's here. So the first question is, what got you started in YouTube? Bloody hell. That question. I guess I wanted to upload and share stuff, but it was more kind of quirky stuff at the time. It was to do with the radio station and music. And this channel actually started like that, really. And then it was weird random stuff. But I've been viewing videos on YouTube longer than I've been doing YouTube. What was your first CD you ever bought? My first CD that I ever bought was Nickelback's. What was it? Yeah, Nickelback's. I think it's called "This Is How You Remind Me," and it was that was back when CD singles had 3 tracks on. So I managed to back up a couple of tunes from that single. And my first CD album that I bought was I think, yeah, the first CD album I bought was, oh crumbs, because I used to get albums for birthdays and Christmases. So the first CD album that I bought, which was 12 tracks long, because CD albums were pretty expensive back in the heyday, and the first CD album that I ever bought trying to think of it now. I remember the second CD album I bought was Queens of the Stone Age. That was the second CD album I actually bought. Because CD albums used to be dear. So we never used to buy them. We used to buy singles. But the first album I ever got was Coldplay's Yellow on cassette. So there you go. How old was I when I bought my first CD? These are good questions. They are. I was 15 when I bought my first CD, actually. No, I wasn't. Yeah, I was. I was 15 when I bought my first CD. We got a trip out with school. And we were allowed to buy one thing, as long as it wasn't alcohol or anything dodgy like that. And I decided to buy a CD single from Woolworths, I think. No, it wasn't Woolworths. I just remember that CD singles used to cost about you could buy for a tenner. This is what you could get for a tenner. No, £5. You could get for £5. You could buy a CD single, a magazine, a Mars bar, and a drink. You can't get that now for £5. You need a lot more. Yeah, I'm closing this door. So yeah, but the stuff that I got before then was on cassette tapes. You know, way before downloading music, and it was a lot more fun because you'd tune around and you'd have to listen for it. I mean, we used to hear songs on the radio. I mean, even when downloading came around, there was still songs on the radio which I can't even find on the internet. So that just goes to show how good the radio was. There was an artist called Plecky. And I speak to people now and they're like, how did you hear of this person? And I'm like, well, I heard it on the radio first, you know? And it sounded really good then because you heard the full track. We didn't hear the full track, but you heard enough of the tune. I think Radio 1 would play a good portion of it. But yeah, I heard a lot of stuff on the radio before. I mean, that was even good because you knew when to go out and how to go and buy music. You'd go hear it on the radio or you'd go hear it on TV. There were many great bands that I'd hear on the radio and I'd go and scream at my mum to get certain bands. Like, you know, Buy Me, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. What are your thoughts on the latest album releases from your favourite bands, and do you think that they've gone down or sounding poorer? A lot of people ask me this on Facebook, but some bands have started sounding good again. I mean, Cradle of Filth have started sounding good again. Slayer has started sounding good again. It's bands like Metallica and Iron Maiden are sounding rubbish, you know? But it's just like they're just recycling themselves all over again. It's like they did an acoustic version of one of their older tunes. I thought that was it for me, for Metallica, really. When Metallica started redoing their old songs again, in different keys, and it's just like, why are they doing this? I think the last decent Metallica we saw was Death Magnetic. There is a very rare Metallica demo, which if you have, then by Jove, they've just started releasing all the rehearsal tapes and stuff, which were really, really good. There's one rehearsal tape I've heard where Lars screws up and they keep it in. It's really cool, but it's it's as a sick jam that they do, like most sick jams. Yeah. What's the most disappointing thing you've bought as well? There's like, oh shit, yeah. Most disappointing thing I've bought. Quite a few. Oh, well. So I can never think, really. I'd say Black Sabbath 13 was a bit of a disappointing listen. There's a few good tracks on the album. God Is Dead and Loner. But I really think there was a bit of friction in the band. Come to recording, you can hear the band wanted to go on from Devil You Know. Tony at that point was quite, he was creative, but it was like Sabbath had this new sound, which I liked on the Devil You Know album, but I just think for 13 they could have gone back to the old sound. The songs were a bit sludgier, but they had Ozzy on. But you just felt Ozzy back with Sabbath. There was major friction during the tour, but I think there was stuff going on in the studio too. You can tell. But I heard in an interview that Ozzy, there's a demo with Ozzy singing Children of the Sea on. So yeah, I don't ever try and buy disappointing albums if I can help it. If I don't like an album, it's usually gone. I've sometimes bought a disappointing album and then a few years on liked it. I've done that because I've realised how good that album was. It's just, I don't know. But nonetheless, but this is the good thing about streaming services. You can like songs that are good, not like songs that aren't. I always go through my like songs just in case I've liked a song by accident. That's happened. But, with streaming services, you can give songs a chance. But as I've said to my friends on Facebook, because I'm a DJ, I don't tend to buy songs that, the aim of a personal CD collection is you can't find that online. I mean, my personal CD collection is shrinking. Because I'm only keeping stuff that's, personal to me in there. My MP3 collection is far more bigger than my CD collection will ever be because I've got so many things in there that I want to keep. I'm shocking how big my MP3 collection is, but it's one of those things.
One notification. Instagram. Now. Bella Newman 1 added to their story.
Yeah. When I used to be on Napster, I'm going back years ago when I was on Napster, and we had a shared plan. Oh, bloody hell. And my playlist, my sisters would have like 12 or 13 songs in their playlist. My playlist would have 320 songs. And then it would have, before I left Napster, I still had the biggest playlist with 520 songs. And their playlist still had, I think Anne's playlists, I don't know, one of their playlists had like 30, 40 songs in, 50 songs. And it was like mine had, and they were like, do you listen to any of those songs? I was like, quite a few. But I was like, what's the point in even going through deleting stuff? Yeah. But I'll go into the playlists I've made on Spotify. I mean, my sisters now know that, a CD would hold 12 songs. You grow up with your mum and dad probably telling you a CD can hold 12 songs. So they must have thought that Napster can only hold 12 songs. When they realised, why would you... I think their thoughts was, why would you want to listen to a playlist that long? Yeah. I mean, like... Well, I mean, the thing is, the idea is you skip through to the song you want, and then you just... whatever. I mean, I go by certain moods. If I'm in that mood, the songs will be at the top of the list, the songs... But it's strange because all of the songs I've listened to last year are all the top songs. So the 2022 playlist this year was unskippable. Whereas last year's was a bit sort of skippable. But I think it's one of those things, isn't it? How did you meet Andy and Rosemary? That's a good question, how we met. Well, we met back in the day at Ironside Road. I don't think you started there, did you, Andy? I did, actually. You started a bit earlier than Rosemary. 5 years before me. 5 years, 2006. Oh yeah, because you started in 2011, didn't you? No, 2010. Oh yeah. But I didn't come there till like 2011. That was before we were booted out, wasn't it? I got the naffy security job. Yeah, because you were on the phones. And then Colin Bagster said, he can only do security. I actually started in 2010, so I started again before Rosemary. So I left and came back. But yeah, that's how we met. That was it. We met through Colin Bagster. Bloody hell. That answers people's questions. And also at the time, John outright said that I should do security because I'd done it. He knew that I could do security and do it well. To like a firm that didn't really need security. Oh, we spent, our insurance was incredible. I thought back to all the naff things that happened in that company. Me and Charles were talking about all the naff things that happened, and one of them was poor John. Oh yeah. Well, it happened with me as well. We had to sit in the kitchen all night. Yeah. Till Jack came down in the morning and then we could finish our shift. Well, we had to stay till you started and then we could go. But nothing really happened. And then he didn't want you at all. And then, yeah. So then, that was it. But you were there when I was there because I made sure you were there. Apparently, Jack stopped the walk around security. Yeah. He stopped all that. But they were harsh conditions. The alarm went on and you had to be in the kitchen. Oh, I know. We were the run to the litter. And then, when you started here, there was an issue with you and Charles, wasn't there? Oh, yeah. I bullied him a couple of times because he was a complete dick. Oh, sorry. I'm here, you know. Oh yeah, Charles is here. You were though. You were like, you come in the office, wait for someone to tell you what to do. I'd wait for a sheet and you were like, you've already got the jobs.
Instagram. Cat 2 notifications. Instagram. Now. Catherine Johnson Foley. 2 circling.
I think you were ready to. I think I was like, Charles was ready to go. I was, but stuff was happening. Well, I wasn't ready to go. I wasn't. They didn't push me out till later on. But yeah. I mean, me and Steve weren't bezies till I started here in I think it was we were properly introduced in January 2015. I properly started because I was only here in 2014, and Steve was like, "Well, Colin's not here. Why don't you start?" And then you got friendly with me, didn't you? Oh yeah. Friends with Rosemary. Well, I knew Rosemary way before here.
Instagram. 1 minute ago. Catherine Johnson.
That's not a story I can tell. Yeah.
Instagram. 9 minutes ago. Bella Newman 1 added to their story. Keep receiving. Instagram. 2 minutes ago. Catherine Johnson Foley. 2 circling hearts. Emily plus Fabster 2 circling hearts. And others shared 18 Friday the 17th of December.
So yeah. But I did start in 2014 on contract. That was it. And I was due to finish, and Steve's like, "No, come back." And you remember when Tom came back? Yeah. That was it. Came back with Mind Mob. Oh.
Mic trigger button. Mic trigger. Finish recording. Mic lock button is on.
So that was the doorbell that went, unfortunately, that spoilt the moment. Let's have a look at the time.
7:35 p.m.
Would you do a podcast? I do about 3. If there's one on the channel. But yeah. Definitely. If you give me an idea for a podcast, I'll bloody do it. Do you like Tom Waits? Ooh, I was recommended him. Blah, 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 blah. I was recommended him. I'd started going to a music group on a Tuesday, and one of the people that own the music group recommended him. One of my new activities that I've started doing. A lady at Carousel recommended Tom Waits, and he is brilliant. Somebody was asking, what are your thoughts on what is it? The autism community, the voices of an autism community. Yeah. Thanks, Andy, for that. Yeah, somebody was asking me. Now, I don't really say it's a bad question, but I've never spoke for the community. Never. I am the community. This is sounding a bit dumb. I am the community. There you go. You know, there's nobody driving. Nobody drives the autism community. It's not like the visually impaired community where the RNIB are always at the freaking helm. So much so that a lot of blind people now are pushing the RNIB away, and so they should, and they're forming their own little pockets, their own little organisations. But unfortunately, the RNIB has taught everybody to be ruthless and cutthroat, because that's how they should be. Anyway, but the autism community is, as a whole, I am the community. That's the one that I throw a lot of people, because people say, will you speak for the community? Yes, I'll speak for the community as an autistic person, but I will not speak. I will speak as an autistic person, but I won't speak for the community. You know, I will speak as me, a person, a member of the autistic community, but I will not speak as, and to be frankly honest, I'm an outsider. But a lot of autistic circles welcome me in. But the thing is, it's like, they want you to speak as we are like this, or every autistic person is this. I'm not that. I'm not that sort of thing. I'm more on the creative side of the autistic community. And so when something comes up, then I speak in a lot of Facebook groups. What pisses me off is a lot of narcissists are sneaking into our circles, and that's not what we want. They're the ones that we really want them out. I'm not saying that there are people that are autistic that are narcissistic, but there are some narcissistic people that are slipping in to the circle. This is getting very political, but that's kind of where it is. You know? Will Magic Silver Room start up in the new year? Yes. It certainly will. In fact, there's a lot of things that's starting up in the new year. I'm helping a few other people with stuff. The mobile phone company XCOM, someone's asking, can they buy it? Can you buy it? Ooh, bloody hell. A lot of sales contractors have already bought into it. I'll explain a little bit of it. I want to do a whole video on it. Basically, I have 12 units, right? I have 12 units, but I will have 16 units in Southport. In fact, I'll have more, but we'll talk on that on another video. But XCOM, I won't have a desk for that company. I won't even have an office or need one for that company. Because we've got friends in higher places. We've just got to move. We've just got to throw the politics at them. That's what we've got to do. Throw the politics at them. In fact, it's what you have to do, because a lot of it's money issues, you know, and we've been pushing our customers towards the 5G network, and that was going through COVID. We had a lot of conspiracy theorists came to us, and we said, well, if you are our customer, you've got COVID, because we'd already gone to the 5G network, and that shut a lot of people up, because we were telling people, hey, radiation's going to kill you more and all this business. Because we would shut them down, because we weren't having all the conspiracy theories, and still not. But we're in like a bit of a wind rush at the moment, the way that's concerned. Again, this is all, we're doing videos and all this kind of thing. I mean, you can't rely on anything for that matter. But as the business is concerned, the other politics is apparently one of the areas we're trying to take down one of our masts on a private road, one that the residents had already paid for. So this was new residents coming into the road. And really, unless you're a councillor, you can't really slap a fine on people doing that. The person that took down the mast wasn't even a councillor. So, if he'd hurt himself by doing that, that would have been his fault. He couldn't have got an insurance claim or anything. So, the problem is, because they've got somebody to send us insurance documents, whatever, on their home insurance, we can't argue it till next year anyway. But next year, it's something that we will argue against, because a lot of the residents had bought that phone mast. So it's their money. So they're going to get a new one. This person that's knocked it down, that's cut it down, is going to have to pay to put a new one. And guess what? It's going to come out of their tax. Oh, I hope it does come out of their tax anyway, because yeah, it's one of those things. And the other question was, do we do business lines? Do we put in for businesses? Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we don't install landline telephones. We just put the lines in. We don't install the phones themselves. Because we're not Outreach and we're not Virgin. But yes, we do landline still. Because XCOM still had landline telephones. But yeah, phone installations are a bastard anyway. Yeah. Are you going to do future lockdown videos? Well, if we have a future lockdown, freaking hell, yeah. But what videos can you make in a future lockdown? That's the point. Will we see the games on the Sega cartridge? Well, the Sega's going back. I borrowed the Sega. I need to speak to the people that had the Sega. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. What's the last thing you bought? Red Hot Chili Peppers album on iTunes. That was the last piece of music I bought, but it wasn't the last physical thing. Last physical album I bought was Trance album and Moby. There was 2 last things that I bought. That was the last physical things I bought. Are you working on any reading material? Crumbs. Yes, I am. I'm doing. I'm doing a user manual. You create the user manual that people come and create, can't they? Yeah, but that's for a company. That's not for your general Joe on the street. I'm doing well, there's our WordPress site, Ball and Mackinhill Productions at WordPress.com. Is it WordPress.wordpress.com? I never know. But I've noticed, because I'm still signed into my parents' TVs. I've noticed people are searching for my channel. I'm like, why are you searching for my channel when you're still signed in to the television? So why are you searching my channel? Why are you searching the name for us? Are you after putting copyright claims in? Because we've done all that business. Unless you're dealing our accounts. That's another story. What car do I drive? I'm visually impaired, so I don't drive a car. Someone asked though, do you write Braille? I write Braille, but I hate reading that shit. I mean, I've got a Braille note taker because it's got the best keyboard in the land, but I don't know whether to, once I've done my book, whether to get rid of it and just get a Bluetooth Braille display that hooks up to the phone, because I don't know anybody who can work on stuff. I've heard there's a Braille display with a Raspberry Pi in it, but there's only very few of them. What, a Braille display with a Raspberry Pi in? Yeah. So but yeah. I hate vtec. Lovely. Yes, someone put that question multiple times. The problem I've learnt with these toy companies is they're not very competing. You know, vtec, Leapfrog. They all try and do the same thing, but vtec seems to be one of the biggest companies now. The vtec Challenger was the last decent toy laptop they did, because there was one after that just suffered. There was a few after that suffered. Then we got the Learning Lodge line. Lovely. If you get a toy that's on the Learning Lodge line, you should just burn it. Plus, the Learning Lodge toys were more expensive than the average vtec toys. Plus, like, the toy laptops, they're like 50 quid, aren't they now? They vary. I mean, if someone ever sends me a vtec Junior laptop, I'll happily review it with pleasure. But I mean, I would love the old V Smile. The actual, not the one that I've got. Get a V Smile, and then I might just get someone to put a Raspberry Pi in it. Then you don't need the vtec Junior laptop. True. But I don't think vtec like the idea of their toys being hacked. Oh dear. Apparently, though, I read something somewhere saying that the actual software isn't licensed. Really. Unlike Conquest, where it was licensed because I got the sticker on the back where it says this is licensed for, you cannot copyright or whatever, it's deemed for copyright. The Conquest, the vtec computers have no license for their operating systems. And don't quote me on that, but just imagine if you could run a vtec Junior laptop in a virtual machine. You see, well, here's the thing, right? The problem with it, the good thing with a vtec laptop is you can't corrupt it. No matter what you do, you probably could corrupt a vtec laptop if you knew how. There was one toy laptop. We see but they're just built with the old style programs on. But who knows? I'll get a vtec Junior laptop one day and review it. Do you think it's in the Learning Lodge line, or? I think it is. But the only toy that's really good that came in the Learning Lodge line, but it was late, was the InnoTab Max. But vtec are focusing more on their cameras. Yep. And they do really good. But I would like to see if the vtec Junior laptop has a USB slot on it. It would probably be, you'd have to connect it to an actual computer. Which wouldn't be too bad. But I love my vtec camera because I can connect it to my Mac and get all the files off it and use them, and everyone's like, wow, what amazing pictures you take. Anyway, I'm going because we've done enough bloody questions.
Finish recording.